in South Africa, in a lot of countries. This is the natural developments, and Israel cannot at any time crush our will for freedom and dignity.
What then is Hamas doing to stop or reduce civilian deaths? You are government in Gaza, and the majority of people dying are in Gaza. So what are you doing to actually prevent, reduce, or even keep them safe?
How can I prevent the death or the killing of thousands of people when Israel falling 2-3 tons of bombs on a neighborhood like Jabalia refugee camp or beach refugee camp, where there are thousands. Look, beach refugee camp. This is a half square kilometer with one square kilometer with 100,000 residents. You mean if you put a bomb on them, how can you protect them? It is madness. It is slaughtering. The question is, what is the responsibility of the international community and the UN Security Council to stop this aggression? Because this is what we are passing through now for 75 years. I can tell you, in each year, in 1948, in 1956, in 1969, in 1973, in 1982, in 1986, in 1969, every year we have massacres and massacres in the same way, because the international community is supporting the Israelis, giving them all the green light to continue their massacring against Palestinians, against innocent civilians.
Okay.
This is unfortunately the responsibility of the international community.
Okay. Israel says Hamas has dug tunnels all across Gaza, which is why they're bombing literally indiscriminately. Hamas have tunnels under hospitals, schools, UN buildings across Gaza. And if so, why doesn't Hamas have bunkers for Gazans to hide?
First of all, yes, we have tunnels, but these are very simple tunnels, yani maybe half a meter digged in the land, with no facilities, with no capabilities. This is one. But I can reassure you at 100% with all confidence, we have no tunnels under schools or under hospitals. And you can go back to the press conference of the spokesman of the government and the press conference of the spokesman of the Ministry of Health, where they have challenged Netanyahu and his government and all the international. Please send an investigation committee from the UN, from any neutral body, to search if there is any tunnels under these hospitals. And I send you a lot of witnesses from foreign doctors, I mean Norwegian doctors, French doctors, who worked in these hospitals for years, and they have moved freely. They were able to photograph freely. No one has limited their movement, and they have said it clearly. We haven't met any political or military leader inside these hospitals. How can you imagine that we put our people, our hospitals in such a danger to have tunnels under these hospitals? Again, what you are raising is only the Israeli propaganda, unfortunately.
Okay. Why aren't there any?
I have to quit now.
Okay. Last one. Bunkers for the civilians. Weren't there any bunkers for the civilians to hide like they have in Israel? The same in Gaza.
We cannot do it. You cannot imagine that Gaza under suffocating Israeli siege for 17 years, and around 7,000 items of our needs are not allowed to enter Gaza. Even cement, most of the time it was not allowed. Second, what can a bunker do when Israel or shot a rocket which can penetrate 20 or 30 meters inside the ground? You are talking about unimaginable. Until now, Israel have fallen down against Gaza 32,000 tons of explosive material. The United States, all the way along the World War II against Japan in 4 or 5 years, they have fallen down maybe 16,000 tons. Can you imagine? In 1 month they have fall down more than 32,000 tons of explosive material.
So how many hospitals do we have functioning right now, remaining in Gaza?
Most of them are most of them are partially functioning because of lacking medicine and fuel and others. I can tell women who are in need for cesarean section. And now, at maximum, we can talk about 4 or 5 hospitals who can function partially.
Dr. Basim, thank you so much for sparing your time. You said you only had 30 minutes. You've given us 45 minutes. I'm grateful. Please. Thank you so much.
Please. Thank you very much. Thank you for your audience also. Thank you very much. Shukran. Please. Shukran.
Lagos, we'll be right back. I do have another guest that I'm hoping to be able to join from Gaza. He's the Director of Health in Gaza. For Palestinian Health, I think the right title is. That's about, hopefully if we can get hold of him, because as I said, you all know what the issue is out there. If you have any questions, please send it to WhatsApp. I did put a lot of the questions we got were already wrapped into the questions that I'd put towards him, put forward to Dr. Basim. Now, before I go, I have somebody here with me. He is he's a Palestinian Nigerian. Okay, I invited him to join our conversation because as a Palestinian Nigerian, as somebody who has family in Gaza, I believe he'll be able to talk to us from the human side. Because yes, you can think, okay, Dr. Basim is a politician. My guest, Ramzy Ibrahim, is not a politician. He's a Palestinian Nigerian. He was born in Gaza. He lived in Nigeria. He's the head of the Palestine community in Lagos. He came in all the way from Abuja to join me. Thank you so much, Ramzy.
Thank you for having me with you today.
Yeah, no, great. We've got a couple of minutes before we go to break. I know you have a flight to catch, but I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your family, you told me this war has affected you very much, like the majority of Gazans, on a personal level. How many members of your family have you lost so far?
Well, if I tell you I have lost my family or members of my family, I'll be splitting myself from the people who are dying every day, because I take all Gaza to be my family. But as cousins, as a close family to me, so far I lost 25 from closest cousins.
25?
Yes.
Wow.
Some are 8 in number, and a father and mother and brother and sisters. Some are 2 families together in one house, and so on, every day and every minute and every hour. As I'm talking to you, while I'm sitting with you, I just received a message that those who are asked to leave the north part of Gaza to the south part of Gaza, they have been attacked on the road. So no area is safe in Gaza.
How long have you lived in Nigeria, if I may ask?
Well, I came to Nigeria while I was 21 years.
21 years.
And today I am 50.
Wow. Where did you come from? Straight from Palestine or from Lebanon?
No, I'm from Gaza. I'm from the north part of Gaza.
Okay.
I was born in the north part of Gaza in Jabalia camp. My family migrated in 1948 to Gaza, our city called Hamama in the ocean part of so-called Israel today. You want us to believe that to exist of Israel? We can't believe. We're Palestinians. I have a land to fight for. If Hamas did not fight, I will fight. My children will fight to get our land back. But believe me, as what your first speaker is, since the beginning of this occupation, our history 75 years with different groups, politically and armed, who fought for liberty of Palestinians. Why all the world knows what is happening in Gaza is because of the media, and is because the media, the West media, controlled by Israel and American and the West. And remember, on the first day of 7th of October, Biden says, if there is no existence of Israel, we will have created Israel. So, you want me to leave my land and my home, even if I'm an African here. I live in Africa. I school in Africa. I married in Africa. My children was born in Africa. But for 17 years, I couldn't visit home because of the siege. So what do you want me to do?
Indeed. Have we got time before we go to break? We have a minute before we go to break. I hope you'll be able to stay with us a little bit more after
No
the
problem.
break.
I can stay for...
Okay. Tell me, you said parents moved to Gaza in 1948.
Yeah.
That would mean they were part of, those who were exiled, pushed out, in 1948, correct?
Yes.
And then they become refugees in Gaza itself.
We are a camp, Jabalia camp, in the
refugee camp, yes.
in the north part of Gaza, which has been bombarded. If you can see in the 36 days, more than 12 to 15 times.
Yeah.
Over 1,000, over 1,000 just from Jabalia camp alone.
We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Ramzy. Lagos, you can send, if you have a question for Ramzy, I'll try and pick up your calls. Questions only, not comment or anything. We'll be right back.
Love is pure.
Right.
So you know she does. Mom's special jollof with a smile on your
Welcome back to Borderlines. We were trying to get hold of Dr. Abbas, who was going to be my next guest from Gaza. He was going to be giving us an update on the medical situation, hospitals, etc. But we haven't been able to get him, as I said. You must all bear in mind, as you all know, it is a war zone and there are issues with the connection. Now, I'm still with Ramzy, who is a Palestinian Nigerian. Ramzy, so we're talking about your parents before we went on break. In 1948, they were part of the Nakba. And for those who don't know what Nakba means and why it was called Nakba, can I leave you to explain it?
Nakba, it is when the creation of Israel was made, 15 May 1948. When Israel was claimed, the dream which Herzl, the father of the Zionism, came up and says, we must create a state of Israel, the home of the Jews. And if we go back to the history, we believe what they have done 50 years work to create Israel in the Middle East. on our land. And he described Palestine as a land without people, and the Jews are a people without land. So the creation of Israel was created on that day, and we call it as a Palestinian Nakba,
Which means
leaving home to a refugee camps surrounding Gaza and West Bank and neighboring countries, Jordan, Iraq, Egypt, Syria, Tunisia, Algeria, and other places of the Arab land.
okay. Thank you. Lagos, you can call. I know one of you was trying to call, or some of you were trying. Okay, you will not call and rude. You will call and ask a question. Okay, you will not call with a rude comment because I will cut you off. All right, but Ramsey will help us to understand from a personal point of view. Okay?
Let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
2 days ago, I lost one of my closest
Ain't no
beloved friends.
sunshine when she.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ramsey.
I lost one of the closest friend of mine who was in Nigeria with me here. You know, we came to Nigeria to study, but Nigerians supported the Palestinian struggle. Nigeria offer the best students to come and study in Nigeria here.
Oh, wow.
So we came a group of people, 90s, early 90s, to study in Nigeria.
To study in Nigeria, right?
This Dr. Ma'in Ashuraf.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. We need to go on a quick news break. We'll
Okay.
be right back.
Thank you.
When it matters most, turn on your drawer for them.
It's the United 3, AFC Bournemouth 1.
News and great conversation
Have never changed anybody. It's actually hurting people. Please let them ban it completely.
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
To Borderlines. We were going to be having Dr. Abbas from Gaza join us, but unfortunately, we're not able to connect. Connecting. We're going to keep trying, right? Okay, we're going to keep trying to see if we can connect. But I do want to have some calls before we do. So I'm going to call. I can see a call coming in. My guest is Ramsey. He's a Palestinian Nigerian. And I'm going to let him finish after I answer two calls. His story about how Nigerians came to their aid. All right? I'll be waiting a minute, Ramsey. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name and where you calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is
Samuel from Bejuleki.
Okay, Samuel, go ahead. Your question, please.
My question is this, but before my question, I just want to sympathize with the Palestinians for all these innocent souls lost.
Go ahead.
I want to ask, why is it that the Palestinians cannot go it by dialoguing with these people through other international bodies?
Okay.
Why are they? Because I know that this thing that is happening now started after the Hamas hit the Israelis and killing so many people. They are now retaliating.
Okay.
Instead of wasting all these innocent souls.
Thank you.
I think it's better. Why couldn't they wait and be dialoguing? It doesn't matter how long it takes.
Okay.
For the peace to eventually come and then regaining their lost land, so to say.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's your question. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Sitoge.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is the merchant man.
Merchant man, go ahead. Your question, please.
My question is, why is Hamas trying to make things difficult for the ordinary citizens? Just like the hospital, the Israeli forces have surrendered now, that headquartered the top-ranking officers of Hamas. Why would they choose to build their headquarters on the ground of a hospital that they know innocent victims will be sent to that place for treatment?
Okay.
So my question is, why are they so much interested in endangering the life of ordinary citizens of Palestine?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You heard those questions, but before you answer them, because I know you're gonna be answering them as a citizen, not as a politician. But before you go there, I'd like you to finish what you were telling us about Nigeria offering Palestinians education. Help.
First of all, I give thanks to Nigeria. I came as a young guy who is searching where to study and where to see his future is. Not only me, we're a couple numbers of guys who study around the universities, federal universities of Nigeria. A friend of mine.
Which one did you go to?
Ife.
Okay, you went to Ife, right?
A friend of mine who studied in Calabar, he finished medical doctor. He went back home. He studied his master degree and PhD in Indonesia. He called me a week ago. He said, my brother, we are fine. I'm in the hospital since the first day, trying to help out all these people. We lost him day before yesterday with all his family. His father, his brothers, all their families. They bombarded the whole house.
Can you name him? Can you give us his
Mine
name?
Al-Shurafa.
I'm so sorry.
For the questions he asked,
Yes,
I believe the spokesman of Hamas before me,
he did.
he answered,
Yes,
but
he did.
maybe the audience,
Maybe he didn't get to hear.
he was not in the radio at that time. The leaders, the medical body in Gaza, called on the United Nations to send their investigator to find out the lies the occupation made. The superpower, so-called Israel, making lies every movement that the ranking officers are living under the hospitals. My sister is a medical doctor.
Right.
My cousin, he's the head of Kamal Udwan Hospital in the north part of Gaza. You know what Israelis called him? He was in the hospital. They asked him to evacuate the hospital 3 weeks ago. He refused. You know what they tell him? If you cannot evacuate, tell your family to evacuate the house. We are bombing your house. That is so-called democratic country. Do you accept from your enemy what you don't accept it in your life? One. Second, the first questions he's asking why they are looking for dialogue. since 30 years.
That's why didn't they
Since-
look for
since-
dialogue
look.
instead of attacking? Yes.
I left Gaza when Arafat entered Gaza from the dialogue. Since 30 years, we did not achieve freedom and liberty by dialogue with Palestinian Liberation Organization. If Palestinian Liberation Organization died,
Which is the PLO
if
for
Hamas
everybody.
today died and conquered Gaza, the children who are their father and their mother are dying today, they will rise up tomorrow and fight for liberty. Hong Kong under British for 400 years and British left. Africa fought for liberty. Everyone in this life has the right to fight for liberty. It is a liberty. We are looking for freedom. What freedom costs? Our blood to share? Look, you asked this spokesman, I was listening. One of the questions you ask. If tomorrow election comes, Hamas wins 74%. If today election comes, the whole Gaza will vote for Hamas.
Wow.
Why?
Why?
Why? The more killing, the more you are making the people to love.
Okay, you mean the more Israel...
Yes. Yes.
So you're telling me, contrary to what we believe, that because, you know, there is a West narrative out there that the people of Gaza are afraid of Hamas.
Not afraid. It's a matter of afraid. It's not matter of afraid. I will tell you one thing. It's not matter of being afraid or not. Look, today, 36 days.
Yeah.
Fine?
Yeah.
Israel, since the first day, asked the north part of Gaza to evacuate and leave to this part of Gaza.
Correct.
900 is still in their houses. My own family, I have 10 brothers and sisters in one house. The total of that house, maybe 40 or 50 something.
In one building?
In one building. Because each family are 9 or 10.
Right, I see.
Just like a father, mother born 10.
I see, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
You have 50 or 10 or 70 in one building. To go. And there is nowhere safe in Gaza. There is nowhere safe. They will say, today, the road of Salahuddin is open between 10 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Move out of the north to the south. And in the middle of the road, they bomb them. As we are speaking, they are bombing them. So it's rather for him to stay in his house and died in his house than be moving from one area to another. Why Israel asking us to leave the north part of Gaza?
Why?
Israel is trying to push the whole Gaza people to Sinai, to Egypt.
Why?
Another Nakba.
Okay. Let me answer this call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Rapichuku is my name.
Okay, go ahead, Rapichuku.
Okay, my question is, for the sake of innocent ones, children and women in particular, sympathize to what is happening in Gaza and Israel. But my question now, instead of all these fighting, killing innocent ones, why not the Palestinians call for international force?
But this question, Rapichuku, this question has been asked.
October.
Yes.
Inhuman and ungodly acts.
Okay. All right.
Like the one sent to Israel on 7th of October. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bear with me. Let me answer just one more question and then you can respond. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Sisi.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Oludare.
Okay, Oludare, go ahead. Your question,
it's unfortunate what is happening in Israel and Palestine or Gaza. But who doesn't want peace? Is it the Palestinians or the Israelis? Because innocent people are going for this, and it's very bad. Because when they hear fight, this thing will never end. So who doesn't want peace? Please, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, bear with me a second, Lagos. I think we may have the guest. Yeah. Hello. All right. Hello. I don't think we have I don't think he's there. Are we able to get him? Okay, not yet. He's not. We're trying my guest, but he's not there. We'll keep trying. Hopefully we might be able to get him. Ramsey, do you want to respond? I know you wanted to respond.
Yes, I want to respond. Yes. Yeah. When Israel bombed the Baptist hospital and the church, the oldest third church in the world, in Gaza, Israel did not differentiate between Christians and Muslims. Israel, the question you are asking, brother, is not the Palestinians you have to ask. You have to ask the West. You have to ask Israel. Why are you killing the children? Why are you killing the women? He will tell you because Netanyahu said it in their Torah, the Old Testament. And I don't believe is that Old Testament is correct. He said, kill the child before the mother.
Yeah.
When you are killing, kill everyone. Don't leave anyone.
Yeah.
Kill everyone. Don't leave anyone.
Yeah.
Why? When the child grows, the child will be the one to fight you back. Slaughter everyone. That is their own belief. Is the Christianity teaching, is it that way? When Jesus says, if you beat you in the right side of your face, give him the left side. That is the teaching of peace. But they are here, they are not for peace.
Thank you. I have a message here that I want to read out, and I'll try and get some of your messages. Of October is a jailbreak. By all accounts, Gaza is open air prison, the largest in the world, and in 2003. And 2003 was already recording the highest number of Palestinians killed by Israel since UN started to record before October 7. What is going on is a brutal colonization project, fully armed and funded by America, and the international community must take back control from those Western countries that are insisting that Palestinians must pay for the European crime of the Holocaust and anti-Semitism. 70% of all Gazans, 70% of all Gazan Palestinians are refugees or children of refugees from the 1948 Nakba catastrophe. And continued repression of the Palestinian rights and rights to independence will only result in the intensified acts of resistance. There is hardly any month that Palestinian child is not killed by Israel. No occupier is entitled to peace from the occupied. That's from Disu Kamor. Thank you, Disu. That's rather long. Thank you for your message. I'm going to try and answer your calls. Hello.
Your personal credit limit will be reached short.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
I will cut. Oh, yes, you've got. Please.
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead. Turn your radio off. You need. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
It's okay. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is a call from Odobulu.
Okay, go ahead. I have the question,
You see,
please.
the issue of that Gaza and Israel, the killing is too much. I have their channel that I'm used to, this Press TV. The way are they human beings? They will just be killing. What kind of anger is that? What can somebody provoke you to do such a thing? Small children, women that have nothing to do with anything at all in government. They are killing them as chicken. About yesterday it was about 12,000 people. Not including children. If you add children, there are more than 5,000. 15,000 or more than that even. So what are they? What is the annoyance that can grow to that extent? And the World Organization, the United Nations are watching everything like that. They cannot call them to order and they address their problem. And they allow those children to be.
You haven't asked your question. You haven't asked your question. You haven't asked your question. Okay. I have a suggestion, Madam Ireti. I sincerely sympathize with the Palestinians. My question is the Palestinian government supporting Palestinians? What do you mean Palestinian government? I don't understand that. I think you mean, are the Palestinians supporting Hamas? against Israel.
Before I go to that question, last night, 3 o'clock, I was still awake because we could not sleep since 36 days. A friend of mine who lives in Apapa here, and he's school in Lagos, University of Lagos, Unilag. His children and his wife, they are refugee to Al-Shifa hospital.
Okay. They took refuge at Al-Shifa hospital.
From the house to the hospital.
Yeah.
There is 250 refugee points now, schools and hospitals and others from the north part of Gaza. In Al-Shifa, there is about 40,000 to 50,000 refugees. So his children in the hospital. Every 2-3 days, I called him, my brother, how far have you been hearing from your family, from your children, from your wife? So yesterday, I couldn't sleep until I talked to him. So until when?
Yeah.
The question he or she asked, Palestinians, any freedom, any clean mind person, whether with government or without government, seeing what is the killing going on every day, definitely he will be in humanity feeling, he will be on sympathy with those who are dying every day. Palestinian Authority are doing their best. We can see some of the ambassadors around the world facing the West media, just the ambassador in London, Hossan Zumlot, our ambassador here also, and some other ambassadors, they are doing very well of the awareness. And not only awareness, because we are here in this part of the world, we have some Christian brothers of Nigerians. They believe they are following Israel because of religion. So in this regard, they have to know the Israelis, they don't believe in Jesus. The Israelis, who you think you belong to, they don't believe on you, and they don't take you to be part of them. It is we, the Palestinians, we have 27% of the Christians of the Palestinians in Bethlehem, Nazareth, and Ramallah, and Gaza, who are the people who protected Jesus at that late stage of time.
You make good points. I have a question here. I think or a message rather. It's more a question for my guest last week, actually, now that I'm seeing it. Good afternoon, Cecilia. I really appreciate your work. I thought your last week guest will be here today because I have a question for him. Maybe your guest can help with it. Your guest last week said there was nowhere on earth named Israel. It was named... There was nowhere on earth named Israel was by... you really have to rewrite that, because when you guys write these things, I don't understand it. You have to write properly. I'm sorry. Can you rewrite that and send me, please? Yeah, I still have some time. Are we trying to get Dr. We haven't been able to get him. No, we still haven't been able to get Dr. Abbas. Okay. Let me come to your calls. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What's your name and where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is Ayoyemi Adelabu.
Okay.
I'm calling from Ikeja.
From Ikeja. Go ahead. Your question, please.
All right. Please, I want to ask the brother that is here.
Yeah, Rami.
All right. I want to know the meaning of from river to sea.
Oh,
That's
okay.
one.
From the river to the sea. Okay, wait.
Yes, Palestinian Montreal. That's
Yeah.
one. Two, what is about Hamas, the document of Hamas 2017 and 1987 concerning Israel?
Well, he's not a politician. He's a regular person like you and I.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
not a politician.
No,
I understand he's not a politician. But there is a statement he said he has land there and he's going to fight. Definitely he knows what he's talking about.
No, he said he has land and he will continue to fight for his land.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so
Now,
he wasn't
now,
talking
let
about...
me-
Sorry, sir, I need to correct you because I don't want anybody creating the wrong perception. He was
All right.
not referring to the attack on the 7th. He said his family has land. They were exiled out of their land to Gaza and they will continue to fight for their land.
Okay. According to history, it talks about the history when Israel was established, which is 1948.
Yes, Israel's declaration was the 15th of 1948. Yes.
Right. But there is what happened in 1947.
That was the
Israel
Declaration of
and
Balfour. You have to ask your question, sir, please. I have many calls.
Okay. He said he studied in Nigeria and his friend.
He went to Ife.
The question is, he said Hamas did not build any
tunnels under
rockets,
hospitals.
Any tunnel. But we on the YouTube, because it is what I followed every day. Even in Ajatera, I follow it. ILTV. I follow.
Sir, I need you to wrap up,
There
please.
is a lot of tunnels in school.
Yeah, but he was talking about. Okay, sir. Let's not do
I can
video.
send you a video.
Okay, I've got to go because there are calls. Right. Okay. Lagos, Nigeria, wherever you're calling from, you've got to ask your question. Okay, you are not a guest on the show. I need you to please ask your question. Even if there's going to be a precursor to your question, make that precursor very short. I had cut off that gentleman. He wasn't asking a question, he was telling. There's a difference. Ramsey, I'll come to you. I'll bring his question. I'm sure you heard him. I'll bring them to you in a few minutes. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. What's your name and where you calling?
And to your guest as well.
Thank you.
Please, your guest, I want to say accept my heartfelt condolences on his family and those around him. I'm Mrs. Obolin from Engr. Okay, well done, ma'am. Well, I have a question. Is it inclined? That's question one. Second question is, since dialogue has not helped and the war is taking lives of innocent people, please, in case people are listening now that can bring a solution to all this, what solution can he prefer to the end of this war? Thanks and God bless, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Right, Ramsey, I'm going to leave you to answer. Yeah, you can go ahead and answer the ones you've heard and the last one for Mrs. Oboli.
I don't know from where he bring his YouTube to show the tunnels under the hospitals and schools. Nobody is not saying that tunnels is not in Gaza. Gaza is 36,000 square meter. But the spokesman before me, who is the politician and who is the one who speak on behalf of the group, and every day the director of medical health comes up on Al Jazeera and other channels to ask the United Nations clearly to send investigation to find out where are the tunnels under the hospitals. And I bet with you, I'm from Gaza, yes. You cannot find any tunnel under any of the hospital.
Okay.
That
Second question. That's one.
The second questions. The West America give the green light to Israel to destroy. This war of Palestinians today, we are victims of what America want in the Middle East. We are victims. We are victims. Biden and his Secretary of State on the first day, and he's running all over the world as a foreign affairs minister to Israel, to tell the world Israel has the right to defend itself, which international law says Israel has right to defend itself, and the civilians doesn't have right to defend themselves by the occupation. For God's sake, those who are listening to the West media, just for God's sake, sit down within yourself for 5 minutes reason and think of it very well. In what religion give you the power to kill children and mothers? What is the goal? You are asking Hamas, Palestinians. Here there is a struggle of a nation asking for a liberty, for being a freedom, for having a country, for God's sake, and say, yes, I'm free to go anywhere and come back anywhere. I stayed 17 years in Nigeria before I see my family for the first time because there is no road. You are asking Palestinians, ask the other seventh superpower in the world. You know why all this? I will tell you why. Israel believe it's a superpower. Nobody can touch it. The more these young guys are touching them, the more the killing in Gaza is going on every day. The tanks, which has been destroyed, of the Israelis, 36 tanks, 136 tanks, and killing of soldiers every day. They don't care. They don't care. They want to tell the world, yes, we win this war. We are the power. By killing who? 50,000 of Palestinians? They don't care. Massacre the whole Gaza? They don't care. They have taken the green line by the international community. Security Council cannot raise a ceasefire for a humanitarian aid to enter. And you want the Palestinians to look for, we are already, all of us, we are already dead. What can we do? Our families are dying. What can we do? And you are asking me what to do.
I'm so sorry, Ramsey. Thank you. Those of you, I've received several messages where you've said, Sisi Oge, are you going to get an Israeli person in? Let me just assure you, we have sent the email. 100%. We have sent the request. My bosses are working on it. We are waiting to hear back. We do not intend to just have Palestinians or pro-Palestinians on the show. It is a balanced show. The person we had last week was a former Israeli. Sorry, it was an Israeli American who was an author and a peace activist. This week we were able to get Dr. Basim, who is the spokesperson of Hamas, who you've all been asking questions about. We hope next week, the plan is to have somebody on this show who will be able to speak from the Israeli side of the debate. I assure you, I will be putting tough questions to them too. So no, the gentleman that I have in front of me right now, he's an ordinary citizen like you and I. He's not Dr. Basim. His name is Ramzy Ibrahim. He is a Palestinian Nigerian. He's the head of the Palestinian community in Nigeria, Lagos. He's speaking from the point of a human being and how it feels when it lands on you. So you cannot call him for anything. If you send me a DM and you say, there is an Israeli person who is my friend or whatever, who is able to speak, send me a DM. I will have them on the show. Okay? But for now, Ramsey is not here to answer or to speak as a Palestinian. He's here to speak as an ordinary Palestinian Nigerian citizen like you and I. Okay, so let's all calm down. Because I'm responding. You all know, those of you who sent me those messages, there's quite a few of you, so you know who you are. Let me come to your calls because we're almost done, right? I'm going to try and pick up as many of your calls. Questions, please. Questions. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hi, Ireti.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, yes.
Which you just did.
Sorry?
My other question would be, I want the guest to quickly address, is it true that the Gaza Strip around West Bank have some form of natural resource that the international community is sort of benefiting from?
Okay. Thank you. I'll put that to him. Hello.
Yeah, Sisioga.
Good afternoon.
Rapruchku calling back. You know, he didn't get my question.
No, I didn't.
I asked the question like the ungodly, inhuman act meted on Israelites, Israeli, like that of Hamas on 7th of October. Why not Palestinians put a pause to such arrogant behavior from Hamas? Let them put a stop to such act. Call on international community to put a stop to such acts.
Okay.
You know, like that of
Thank
Hamas on 7th of October on Israel because of innocent children and female.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. God bless you too. Hello? 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 Sorry. Hello? Turn your radio off.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hello.
Oh, good evening. I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Is it Nigeria info?
Yes, it is.
Yes, please. It's okay.
Yes,
My name
it
is
is.
Israel. Israel Jaffa.
Go ahead, Israel. I can hear you.
Please, I want to ask you, I guess, a question.
Go ahead.
Or can you direct this question to him?
Yeah.
You see, I want to ask him, Palestinian in Bible days, is the land of Israel, but today Bethlehem, where is it? Is it in Bethlehem? Is it in Israel or present day of Palestinians?
Okay,
See,
thank
it's
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
The end is
You've
on
asked
site.
your question. I'm going to put it
My
to
question
him.
is this. The Palestinians should leave their land belong to Israel. They should leave the everywhere, even the Old Testament.
Okay.
The war will not. This war.
Yeah, but that's not a question. You already asked your question. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Good evening, rather. Sorry.
Good evening.
What's your name and where you calling from?
My question is that the UN, that is a body of all nations in the world, can't they declare ceasefire between those countries that are warring each other? Didn't they have that diplomatic power to declare ceasefire and get everything done?
The UN cannot declare a ceasefire. The UN have requested for a ceasefire. In actual fact, America has also requested for a ceasefire. Israel has agreed to a humanitarian pause, which is quite different from a ceasefire. 4-hour humanitarian pause is what we have.
That means you don't really have anybody that is in control of the world then. You don't really
Well, it's not about the world. It's Israel that's at war. I mean, yeah, you know, Israel have to say, they have to agree to these things. Thank you. You're not asking a question, but I did ask a question and I've answered it. Thank you.
Bethlehem, it's a land of Palestine. It's Palestinian land. And brother who says we should leave the land, we are the one who protected Jesus. When the Israelis came to kill Jesus, we are the Palestinians who are living in the land. When they rejected Mary, we are the one who hold Mary until she give the liver to Jesus in Nazareth. We are the people of the land. That is one. Secondly, to correct you, ceasefire or paused for hours. America claimed that, yes, we have asked Israelis. Israel, every day and every hour, when America says we are giving pause, the Prime Minister and the Defense Minister will say there is no stop of the war. So where is the pause? Israel is not accepting anything. Israel want to kill and kill and kill until one day Netanyahu will be in the tribunal of war crime against humanity. That is it.
Thank you. I'm going to read your messages. What do I have? I have Hussein from Surulere, who says, from the end of the Palestine Hamas, what is the way, oh, you mean war? No, it's not Palestine Hamas. So you mean after the end of Israel-Gaza war, perhaps you need to write. What is the way forward in resolving this age-long crisis? Do you believe in the request for the release of those held hostage on your side for Israel to stop the bombardment of Gaza? I can't put that to Ramsey. He's not Hamas. Sorry. Unfortunately, I can't. Let me see. Is this okay? You should have a rep from Israel. You've probably already heard me say, we're working on it. I assure you, we are working on it. Israel has given Hamas a condition for ceasefire, release all hostages. Why is Hamas still adamant? Jake from Surulere. I'm hoping, you know, I'm reading these messages out because I'm hoping perhaps Dr. Basim is still listening to us. What do I have here? My question for Ramsey, what would you suggest for Israel to do after the October 7th incident? To fold their arms and watch? That's from Noah Inikorodu. Do you want to answer that or you don't want to?
I don't see Israel going to listen to anyone except when America give them the pause,
Mhm.
should stop the war. And I believe, America sponsored them on this war. Ships, planes carrying weapon every day.
But that's not confirmed.
It is.
Well, oh, you mean this war?
Yeah,
Sorry.
war, this
Yes,
war.
yes,
It is.
yes, of course.
It's
Yes,
cool.
yes. Sorry, I thought you
Even
meant before.
McDonald's
Yes.
giving food to the soldiers.
Yes.
Understand?
Yeah.
So all this one is sponsored by America. 14 billion to comes to Israel just to fight Palestinians living in Gaza because they are asking for freedom. They are asking for freedom. There is 6,000 Palestinians in prisons. Nobody is talking about them. Some of them are 40 years in the prison. This houses which is being bombarded and destroyed, cities, complete madness. Complete madness. Nobody is asking and nobody is talking. Why the world today should not address the Israelis to stop? Why? Is it the teaching of the religion? Which religion give that teaching? I want to know. What kind of religion give that teaching? Killing children every minute. Every 4 minutes you have 4 people are dying of children.
Thank you. I have a message here. Hello, Ireti. This war can only be settled if the Palestinians' land is returned. Nobody, irrespective of color, race, religion, etc., is happy when one's land is grabbed. That's Abdul Fattah in Lagos.
That is the correct, and that is the end. I need to catch my flight.
You need to catch your flight. Well, look, we'll be talking after Ramsey's gone. I know lots of people, a lot of you are going to be asking me. You're going to be calling because the lines are alive. Are we able to take a pause? So Ramsey, right, let's take a quick pause because Ramsey's got to go. He's got a flight to catch. Ramsey, honestly, all I can say is my dearest, deepest, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you peace to your family, to your friends, to your cousins in Gaza, to you. And I'm glad you have a home here in Nigeria. And I'm glad that Nigeria was able to rise up to Gazan students or Palestinian students and bring them over.
Even some Nigerians are fighting for liberty of Palestinians.
Yes.
In
Gaza.
In West Bank and
in
Gaza.
The West Bank and Gaza.
And again, one of the head of the Palestinian police women, she's from Kano and she died last year and she was buried in Gaza.
Oh.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, Ramsey. God bless you. Thank you. Right, Lagos. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lagos, right. I'm going to go on a quick break and we'll be back. Let me just get my breath.
The home of entertaining conversations.
I personally think Liverpool of last season that lost the title were better. That's my personal opinion.
Somebody who has the virus refused to isolate. That's even attempted murder, in my opinion, because you know how dangerous this virus is and you refuse to do the right thing. It should be a crime.
99.3.
A young man like me, looking for what I'll fetch myself, and police are collecting my money. It's not evil. Okay, later I will say I'm not doing that. I have a luxury shop.
Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
If you can give me the list of all the heads of agencies that you invited who have failed to show up in this session. This is the beginning of their failure in their various offices. Any head of agency that sent a representation here is not a serious person. Therefore, the president must take a second look at such a person's appointment.
Come on. It's just a way to get people to laugh. It's just a joke.
If it's so bad, why did everyone laugh?
These excuses are no longer acceptable.
1 in 3 women have experienced some form of sexual and gender-based violence.
Which means when you joke about rape, 1 out of every 3 women in your audience is negatively affected.
So basically, they bought tickets to relieve their worst nightmare,
adding to their pain and undermining their suffering.
This is where Nigerians come first. For the best of talk.
My wife beats me like you beat
I don't know, maybe an animal. A category of females, adolescents, that should not be giving birth, are in fact being forced to give birth. Not even once, but multiple times.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to Borderline. The show started with an interview, an exclusive interview with Dr. Basem Naim, who was the spokesperson for Hamas. He said he could only actually do 30 minutes. I think he gave us 45 minutes. So I'm most grateful. We're able to put as many questions, but of course, as you know, often with things like this, we never have enough time. There's always so many questions. Some of your questions that I saw were already wrapped and had already been answered, or they were already part of the questions that I put to him before. Second to that, I then had my guest in the studio. Ramzy Ibrahim is a Palestinian Nigerian. He's in his 50s. He was born in Gaza. He's lost 24 or so members of his family. His parents were part of the 48 Nakba. But he explained, that's why I made him explain what the Nakba means. Nakba actually means catastrophe. It means a forceful eviction, exile, etc. Right? And they became refugees in Gaza. So when you hear on the news where they say 75% of Gazans are refugees, and you're thinking, how is that possible? They're Palestinians. That's how. Because they didn't come, a lot of them did not come from Gaza. Just like by the time probably this next generation, you'll be hearing a lot of people in the southern part of Gaza, which according to reports, 50,000 people have been trekking, that is reports, have been trekking from the north of Gaza to the south of Gaza. And in years to come, you'll hear them saying, we were refugees in southern Gaza, and you're like, how? This is how. Okay? I put several questions to Dr. Basim. I put several questions to him, and I want you to go back and listen to the record, to the video and the show after I'm done. We were live on YouTube and on Facebook, and you will be able to record it there. Let me come to your calls, only because we can have a conversation, a little bit of talk, again, without any ugliness. If you call to do what some of you did last week, I will cut you off. This is Borderlines. We are adults. We discuss global issues without getting carried away. All right? I will cut you off. We have, I think, something like 10, 12 minutes left. Okay. I'm coming to your calls. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What's your name?
My name is Charles.
Pardon?
My name is Charles.
Go ahead, Charles. Let's talk. 2 minutes.
Yes. Okay, I want to, comment on this Palestinian, there's this Gaza-Israeli issue. It's been like ages, like over 3,000 years. I've made a lot of research and I follow up on this story. It's a religious war, so it cannot end because the Torah, religious book of Israelites, have given them rights to own the land, and even the Quran too also gave the Palestinians the land of West Bank, Gaza, and the part of the land that Israel is holding on to. So it cannot end. And 1900, when the British colonized that area after defeating the Ottoman Empire, they gave a green light for the Jews to return to their land. So before then, the Jews were completely, rusticated, from their land. So they scattered all over the world. So when that was the Ottoman Empire defeated that kingdom, the Jews, and they ran away. According to the Old Testament of the Bible.
No, you need to wrap up, sir.
So what I'm trying to say is that for the Palestinian, it's very ugly. But then Israel will not give up, and even Palestine will not give up. They are going for the Jerusalem. So what I want to ask as a question is, when the British proposed in 1948, May 15, right?
No, the Balfour Declaration was in 1917. Eventually, Israel got independence in 1948. The vote was done in 1947.
Israel took the proposal.
Yeah.
Israel took the proposal, but the Palestinians, they rejected it. But later in 1940,
No, sir. I can't let you misrepresent history. Besides, we're done. I've got to go. There are calls going. Sir, thank you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, my name is Victor. I'm calling from VI.
Go ahead, Victor. You have 2 minutes.
It's
2
minutes. I don't know. I didn't you have your guest now. If I had not left, I would have asked him. Is Hamas a government, a Palestinian, among Palestinian government, or are they terrorist group?
I can answer that for you. Hamas. No, let me answer it for you. Hamas. Can you hear me? Can you?
I can't hear you clearly. I just want to make my point, please. I can't hear you clearly. Let me make my point.
Okay.
You see, from all I know, Hamas is a terrorist organization, and they are the one carrying terrorist attack on the Israelis. I remember in West Bank when Obama was the president of America. In West Bank, they go stabbing Israelites. And Netanyahu came to the United Nations, was crying with the picture of Israelis, young boys and young girls and women that have been attacked. Obama did not say anything. Now, let's see, this is it.
Sir,
if the Hamas continue killing Israelis will want them away. Israel will want them away.
I can't have you talking like that. You see, I will cut you off if you call in and talk like that. I gave him long enough to actually express himself. But such language, I cannot have genocidal language on this show. I just can't. It will not be tolerated. Wipe them off. That's genocidal language, just to make it clear. It won't happen. We have, 6 minutes? Yeah. 6 minutes left. Let me come to some of your messages. At this point in time, no one should be deluded about the goal of Zionist Israel to XXX the inhabitants of Gaza for what in Zionism is called Eretz Israel, Greater Israel. All the bogus peace process supervised by America and the West is to buy time for the eventual outcome we're witnessing now. The truth is, with the last round of ethnic cleansing, Israel has denied itself both peace and security in that region. Neither Israel nor America will be able to take control of the initiative in the Middle East anymore. That's Olajide Ayinde. What else do I have here? Nigerians talking. Good afternoon, sis. Good afternoon, Ireti. The easiest way to know a terrorist is when they have the support of the USA. The US has always been the cause of all the wars in the world since after the World War II. That's from Ola Njakonde. He goes on to say, Nigerians talking like history started on October 7th, 2023. It's disgusting, okay? That's your opinion. I'm trying to find... Truly the most of Israeli do not believe in Jesus. Say, okay, this is Film Show. My question is, who owns the land of Gaza they are fighting for? When I had my guest last week, giving everybody history, some of you were saying he's a liar. Some of you clearly didn't listen, so now you're asking me questions that he had answered last week. But don't worry, I'm working on other historians, irrespective of where they may be from, working on having more historians come on this show. But firstly, we are working assiduously to get somebody to speak from the Israeli side of the debate, okay? I have 4 minutes. Let me answer a call. Hello? Turn your radio off.
Is she okay? Good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Even though I'm not hearing you, let me make my point.
Go ahead.
Is she okay? This issue is not issue of Christianity and Muslim or Islam. But the way I'm seeing Nigerians now, they are turning it to be of Christianity and Islam. They are killing the Palestinians, and they now Nigerians are divided with religion. Nigeria should be very, very careful. Nigeria should be very, very careful. Let us step up and condemn evil. Let us condemn this genocide attack on the Palestinians, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Short and succinct. That's how you use your 2 minutes. Preferably do it and be below 2 minutes. That would be really appreciated. I'm coming to your calls. Hello? Okay. Hello? Pardon?
Good evening.
Good evening. Turn your radio off, please.
My name is Tony.
Tony, go
My
ahead.
question is, the first day Hamas attacked Israel, how many people died? And how many people did they kidnap? Thank you.
Okay. This is the last call I'm going to be able to pick up because your girl, Yvonne, is here. You know, from 6 o'clock, this studio is all hers for at least 30 minutes, or is it 15 minutes or so? All right? So I'm just going to cut the random call now, and I'm going to give you a minute. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
My name is Emmanuel, calling from Ikorodu.
Emmanuel, you have 1 minute. Please go.
Okay, the question I want to ask is, if someone is holding somebody's land and the person rises up to go and kill the person that is holding his land, what would be the consequence the one that killed somebody will have?
I don't understand.
Because in this matter, it's like the Palestinian and Israel are holding their land and just rise up one day to go and slaughter people. So what do they expect Israel to do at that moment? So that's my question to you.
Well, no, you can't be putting that to me. My name's not Palestine. I'm not
because when the man...
I did put it. Sir, hello, I did put it.
The man is not the spokesman Palestine.
Hold on, no.
For Hamas.
Sir, you obviously didn't join from the beginning. I did have a spokesperson for Hamas. I asked him exactly...
No, somebody asked the question. The man is not the spokesman for Hamas.
Okay, I'm presuming you're still listening because your radio is on. My first guest, who I'm actually saying thank you to again, was Dr. Basem Naim. He was the spokesperson for Hamas. He spoke to us for 45 minutes, and Mr. from Ikorodu that just called, the exact question that you just asked me, I did put to him. I think some of you are getting confused. The second is, I then had another guest after Dr. Basim. Another guest who is Ramzy Ibrahim, who is a Palestinian Nigerian, okay, who lives in Nigeria, who is the head of the Palestinian community in Nigeria, who flew in to be my guest this afternoon, who was talking as an ordinary Palestinian civilian like everybody else. All right? That's the end of my show. I've run out of time. I can't even close. Yvonne is here. She's smiling. Thank you all so much. I'll be back next week. Hopefully, I will have that pro-Israeli person. Because, yes, balance is what Borderline's about. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.